Hello, welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about some of my personal experiences and my experiences on medication, specifically the one I'm starting on now, which is Effexor, otherwise known as Venlafaxine. But first, I wanted to give some background on my experiences, using medication to try to help my depression and my anxiety. So a lot of people, if you have depression and anxiety, you're probably familiar with some of the things I'm going to say. It was something I started to notice around age 16, 15, something like that. And I kind of had the feeling that, everybody has, these really intrusive thoughts, and everybody has like really repetitive, anxious filled thoughts. And at first it was kind of like background noise. I thought it was maybe something I would grow out of, those awkward teenage years. But as I've gotten older, it's something that has shifted from the back of my mind, into fully absorbing my everyday thinking all day, every day. And so when I started to get really depressed around, 18, 19, I had went and talked to our family doctor, about what I could do for this. And the first thing I want to say is try and really be honest with your healthcare providers when you're going to seek treatment, which is not something that I did. I guess I was like kind of embarrassed about the way I was feeling, and I wasn't fully upfront with the things I was thinking about, one of which being that I was depressed. And I think another thing that I thought maybe is that I didn't have a reason to be depressed. There's no way I could have been depressed, and I was just being, kind of dramatic in a sense, which to me now doesn't really make a lot of sense. But I kind of played it off to my doctor as I was just having really bad anxiety, right? Social anxiety, general anxiety, which is true, I did, but it's kind of an underlying thing. I've never really been sure if my anxiety is because of my depression or the other way around. And so I started off on Lexapro, and I was on that for like 8 months, I think. And that was one of those that didn't really do anything for me. And I think Lexapro is one of those ones it's one of the more generalized, first line of defense for depression. It's going to do the least. It's not going to have as many side effects, but for me, it didn't do anything for me. And after that, I went to Zoloft, and it was okay. It helped some of my anxiety a little bit, but I was still very anxious, and it did not help my depression at all. Not to mention the fact that I had numerous side effects, including, but not limited to, like brain fog, lethargy, like I mentioned, still anxious, and it had some sexual side effects as well. So I got off of that for 2 years. I think I stopped taking it in April of 23. And one of the reasons was when I went to my doctor and was telling her about my side effects and how I didn't think the medicine was working for me anymore. She kind of gave me it's not a magic pill speech, which I know it's not, but since then I've been doing research, and a lot of people have been saying they have to cycle through antidepressants until they find the one that's for them. So don't let a doctor say that to you, because while it's not a magic pill, yes, you still have to work on yourself. There is one that will work the best for you and give you the most boost so that you can work on yourself, because there is a such thing as being trapped in a hole and needing help to get out of that. So now I am on Effexor, or otherwise known as Venlafaxine. And I have been on it for 2 days now, and I have felt a boost in my energy so far. Some of the reasons that I decided to try again on this is that obviously my anxiety is still really bad, usually for no reason. And the thing that gets me is like my life is very stable. I have lots of people around me. I don't really have a reason to be anxious and depressed yet. I still am. That's just not how brains always function, the way they're supposed to. I have really bad OCD as far as, rumination and negative thinking, and then depression. And I have had bad thoughts. I'm not sure that I can say the word on YouTube, but bad thoughts as far as ending my journey. So as I get further into my process, I will be, updating on how this medicine is working for me. This is the kind of stuff I was trying to research, online, and try to find people who have taken this medicine before. So I will kind of be the guinea pig for you guys. And then I'm also taking this, which is nasal lysine. I know I butchered that, but it's short for NAC, and it's supposed to be a mood and energy booster and help you focus, as well as help you with some of those OCD issues. And I'm also going to be taking various supplements that are supposed to help with brain health and brain fog, which is a really big issue for me. As far as focus, one of my big things is when someone is speaking to me, it's really hard for me to focus and pay attention on what they're saying. it's really hard for me to focus on thoughts that aren't, just negative thoughts. So, if you like this video, you thought it was helpful, please like. You don't have to subscribe. I don't care about that. Just trying to be helpful. So, see you next time.